Hey, welcome or welcome back. It is, of course, as always, good to see you today. I hope you had an amazing week and your 2023 is still off to a great start. So, we're going to look at somebody different today. We are going to take a look at April Lauren. Now, if you do not know who April Lauren is, she is a wannabe fitness influencer or weight loss influencer. She's been on YouTube and Instagram for several years now, and she's just recently started to gain more subscribers and really gain traction in the last year or so with her YouTube channel. She's been trying to lose, I believe she started it with the goal of losing 200 pounds, and she started that, I think, 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, and she is down, according to her, 100 pounds to, I believe, 250 is where she said she was towards the end of last year. Now, why am I looking at April Lauren, and what gives me the right to react to her? Well, she's on the internet, so I can do whatever I want. Also, I am also trying to lose weight, so I enjoy watching other people that are on the same path that I am and trying to get healthier and lose weight. April Lauren has been on this journey for longer than I have been, at least online, doing it. And her job is basically to lose weight. She does not work. Her husband is in the military. And it's basically her job to lose weight. That's because she doesn't work outside of the home anymore. So YouTube and losing weight is her job. But she doesn't seem to have made a lot of progress for what she says she does. But I think one of the reasons why she kind of, I don't know, grinds in my gears a little bit is she seems very fake happy. She's all about positivity, but it seems like a lot of it is forced. And that just rubs me the wrong way. She speaks in platitudes and all of these wonderful things. Everything's wonderful and happy and shiny and bright. And maybe I'm just a pessimistic asshole, but sometimes it just makes me cringe a little bit. So, I thought we might take a look at her last two videos. She has one covering the end of last year titled How I Feel About My Weight Loss, Mental Health, Ups and Downs of 2022. And then one starting about this year titled Tactics I Am Using in 2023 to Lose Weight and Progress Towards Losing 100 Pounds More and Even More. So, total, these two videos of hers are about 30 minutes long. If there's anything that I can cut out, like any dog walking or anything, I will do that. But, yeah, I just thought we might take a look at April Lauren. I may or may not continue videos on her, we'll see. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what April Lauren's got to tell us.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back.
Yes, her whole tagline and thing is wake up bright, sharing all the things that help me live. Good lord. Live. Sharing all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. A little brighter. Yeah, sometimes my inner hick comes out. I apologize. But yes, let's let not Amberlynn. Good lord, let's let April Lauren tell us.
My channel Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I'm April Lauren, and I am on a journey to lose 200 pounds in a healthy way that I can maintain mentally and physically for life. And I'm really happy that it is.
So to do that, she's doing it slowly, which, you know, is fine. Good for her. I'm doing it slowly myself. But her eyes just look a little... She looks a little dead inside to me. I don't know why. She just doesn't seem very happy. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm projecting my own unhappiness onto April Lauren.
A new year. I started the year treading water, trying to keep my head up, and 2022 brought waves. Throughout the year, the waves were consistent.
we're starting off immediately with these metaphors, and the waves are coming at me. What's this say here? I've shared some of the little and some of the bigger things that I've gone through this last year, and I'll be sharing some others this month, but the worst of it I'll be keeping to myself, as it's deeply personal and private. She has a typo there, but it happens. Um, and so for me, immediately my mind goes to her trying to get yes. Also, one of the things with April Lauren is one of her biggest goals for trying to lose weight is she wants to get pregnant. She wants to have a child with her husband. So I would think that with that being a goal and being on a time limit here, for the old eggs, that she might be wanting to lose weight a little bit quicker than what she is, because she does want to have a child. So my mind immediately goes to that maybe she got some issues about fertility. I hope not. I hope everything's fine. I hope she's healthy, and her husband. I hope everybody's healthy and happy. But that's immediately my first thought for something being deeply personal and private that she doesn't want to talk about, because that is a big goal of hers, is to have a child.
Varied in size. Like, there were little things that flared up and there were big things. I had a pretty traumatic thing happen that I will never talk about online.
I think it's important to share how it affected me. So this gives me flashbacks to Amber Lynn's. I'm going through some stuff, but I'm not going to tell you about it. It's fine. People don't have to share things online if they don't want to. At least she will say, hey, something happened to me, and here's, I don't need to tell you guys what it is. It's very personal, but here's the repercussions of that. Here's how it affected me. And that seems like what she's going to be telling us here.
Happened stirred up so much. It was rough confronting those things from the past. It was rough accepting things as they were. I made it through that. Not unscathed, I guess I should say. And the waves didn't stop. Making
more waves.
It through that, and by making it through, there's no finality for that. When you go through trauma, it will resurface. Having healthy means.
I'm sorry. Has she had Botox? Because her forehead and eyebrows don't seem to move. I'm just wondering, if she's had Botox. That could be the issue I have with her eyes looking dead, is there's no emotion from here up. And that's partly why I feel she's disingenuous, but
of coping, of dealing is so important. And yet, if you deny things that have happened to you, or you don't remember, you can't really deal with them effectively. And so with that, I'm grateful that I am able to accept certain things and understand a little bit better myself. My weight does not determine my worth, and yet
the number on the scale nor my body defines my worth and should not dictate my self-worth. Absolutely. The number on the scale doesn't dictate what kind of a person you are, how good of a person you are, or how you should feel about yourself. Absolutely. I agree. But what is she talking about? Dealing with things in the past? I don't know. I mean, this could be the thing she doesn't want to talk about.
I've wasted so much of my life with my weight being what's holding me back. This mental pressure.
She spends much of her life with her weight being what's held her back.
That's just me. Our weight does not have to stop us from living life. And when
no, but your weight can limit what you can do in life. When you're bigger, it makes it harder to do some stuff. I mean, there's lots of things that, well, I also have arthritis, but I mean, there are certain things that maybe I would enjoy doing that I can't or won't go do because I'm overweight. So there are certainly things that being overweight does prevent you from doing in life, when it comes to living your life.
You are losing weight, the act of losing weight doesn't have to disrupt and stop your life. We should be able to pursue meaning and other things in life without being preoccupied with our bodies. Those types of feelings, they don't discriminate. You get that unhealthy preoccupation with your physical self. Those types of feelings, they don't discriminate. A turning point for me was in 2020 when I confronted some of those things and started to heal. And I'm so grateful for having taken the time that I've.
She's always grateful for so many things. We should maybe get some alcohol and play a drinking game every time she says grateful.
Taken on my weight loss journey to also do that deeper work and mental health work. And that doesn't make it easy. It hasn't gotten easy. And yet it has benefited me so much because I can't imagine if I experienced some of the things that I have this
year. Yeah, here's how big she used to be. She used to work out in her little home gym quite a bit.
Where I was then, I think it would have just completely broke me.
Okay, so she's had mental health issues and she's been trying to fix that.
Instead of frustrating or hurting or making me feel anxiety, like some of these things would have just ripped me to pieces. And yet I'm treading water, still getting hit by.
There's the fucking waves thing again. I'm just treading water.
Some waves. The water's calmed down. I know there's some waves coming. There's some disruptions coming, but everything is sort of calm right now. And I am so grateful I had put in that work to get to where I was. And then when I got to that point in the summer, that I was able to do more work and continue forward, I feel like such a stronger human and more capable. And yet I also look back at 2022 and it just feels dreary, and it's so weird because the good parts, like the good was really good, and
Okay, so she did more work last summer on her mental health. I remember she did this reset in August, and she had a couple of whole videos about what resetting meant and what this reset was, which
there for that, and I felt that. It's not like I was pretending to be okay. There still is sunshine when it's raining sometimes, There's rainbows and all of the things.
She just speaks in all these little platitudes. Oh, the waves are coming, but I'm gonna tread water and get through, and oh, the sun's still shining.
As I share struggles, it's very easy to assume I mean struggles with weight. One of the things I am most proud of this year,
those are some weird jump cuts there. I do little jump cuts myself if I take a long pause or if I'm saying too much or something. There were like 3 jump cuts there, like one after each word. That was very bizarre editing.
Prioritized my mental health and maintaining my progress over forcing through.
So by prioritizing her, why does she put things on the screen to read while she's also talking like this? Respecting her limits and not bullying herself. She's lost just under 100 pounds total, and right 30 of those during 2022. Did she lose 30 pounds last year? I had a hard time telling the difference. Not bullying myself. Yeah, you do need to be nice to yourself and forgive yourself and give yourself a little bit of leniency if you are having a rough time with your mental health. But sometimes you also need to give yourself a little bit of tough love. It's what I have to do this year. I have to give myself tough love and get my ass in gear.
Through and trying to lose more. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't go through like trying the whole time. I'm like, okay, I'm better now. I'm gonna try again. Okay, I'm better now. Okay, maybe.
Also, if you're seeing blue lights in my lenses, I got my new glasses came in today, and they do have blue light filtering on them, and so I think that's why you're seeing blue light reflected in my lenses.
This will help me to move past. And that really, so like when I got to August and did like my August reset, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna refocus and start forward. And I accomplished a lot, but I still didn't prioritize weight loss. And then in September, I was like, okay, so for fall, everything I'm trying right now isn't working. For fall, I'm gonna set fall goals.
Right, what she was doing wasn't working. That's good that she recognizes that. I recognized that for myself last year as well. What I was doing was not working. I have to approach it from a different direction and try something different.
Worked. Like when I felt that and I started, I think it's important to use our motivation. Like when we feel motivated or want to feel motivated, and those things did work, then other things happened and just continued those feelings of chaos. And every time those feelings came this year, I didn't give way to hiding and feeding my emotions or doing some of the very unhelpful tools that I have built in the past to deal with really hard things. Coming to that point, motivated, and then sharing it in a public way, and then still prioritizing my needs above the opinions and thoughts of others is pretty powerful.
I wonder if she's talking about like reaction channels that react to her and whatnot with, the opinions and thoughts of other opinions and thoughts of others, people that like comment on her videos and whatnot. But yeah, you shouldn't listen to people if they're being asshats, but sometimes constructive criticism or, a lot of advice is unsolicited, but if they have good points.
And while not prioritizing weight loss, that means I didn't lose a lot of weight this year. I would have loved to have lost 50 pounds. I would have loved to have lost 100 pounds. I did not have the space to prioritize that, and I am very happy with the growth that I've had, that I recognized that, and I continued forward, giving myself what I needed. I think I've trained myself to fight through with new ideas, or like, if I rearrange this room, I'll like it better. If I rearrange my goals in a different way, I'll like the way it feels better, and then I'll be motivated.
I don't understand that. Okay, you rearrange your room, you'll like it better, fine. But rearrange your goals, you'll like it better. I don't understand that. How would you rearrange your goals? Would it be prioritizing a different goal above another one? I don't understand this.
And life doesn't always work like that. Like sometimes when you're not ready for something, you're really not ready. And
I am so sorry I keep yawning. I had a cup of coffee a little while ago, but apparently it's not working. It'll probably kick in when I go to bed. So, if you're not ready for something, it's not going to work. I'm wondering if she means losing weight. She wasn't ready to lose weight last year, so therefore she wasn't going to. Is that what she's talking about?
I was not ready. I may still not be, but I've gotten...
You weren't ready for what?
Closure with some of the things that have happened. I've worked through some of the things that have happened, and yet on the horizon, I know I've got some more of those waves coming.
Oh my god. Stop with the waves. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? She says a lot without saying anything.
And so it's interesting, and I've got a plan in place as far as sharing my story. We'll go into that. First, I want to acknowledge, I share my weight loss. I also share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. Like it is something that I say in almost every video, if not every video. And
it just seems, it all just seems like fake happiness to me and fake brightness. I don't know why, but I think it's because her forehead doesn't move. There's no emotion in the forehead.
I always say the first part first. Welcome to my channel, Wake Up Bright.
Does she get migraines and get Botox for that? Could that be what? I don't know.
Where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. And those little things that help me live each day a little brighter, and most all of them have nothing to do with losing weight. And that doesn't mean.
Well, yeah. That's probably, I mean, what does make you live each day a little brighter? What does?
That they never had anything to do with that. But as I've grown, those things have evolved to where I don't define myself or my self-worth by my weight anymore. Yet I know I
Good.
will be losing all of the weight that I need to lose, and I will reach a healthy
Good.
weight because that's what's
Me
best for
too.
me. Like, that is what is best for me. And
Me too, girl. High five. Psh, let's do it.
for the me I will be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Like, the more I do now, the better for the future version of myself. I've lost right at 100 pounds, and if I don't lose more, my quality of life will not stay great. Right now, I feel like my day-to-day
Right.
quality of life is really good.
Well, it's better than it was, certainly.
And I'm very grateful, but I'm not naive or delusional into thinking that a 70-year-old me carrying around the weight I am is going to have the same mobility that I have now.
Well,
Nor do I
not.
think if I had a really bad accident that I would be as able to recover from it as I would be if I were lighter. Everything is complicated by extra weight and fat in the body. Surgeries are complicated. Everything is more complicated with excess weight. I no longer allow myself to look at that. I am here, and it would be better for me to be there, and judge myself for something that I cannot automatically fix. And I've learned through my life and all of the weight I've tried to lose, all of the cycles I've gone through, trying to force it by focusing only on weight. And
So she was she was 352.8.
weight loss is the recipe for failure for me. Being extreme is a recipe for failure for me. And defining my worth by my weight is a recipe for failure for me.
I think for a lot of people, being super extreme is a recipe for failure. I mean, it's pretty common if you restrict way too much, you're going to go back the other way, and you're going to destroy any progress, and then you're going to feel down on yourself, and you may just quit. I mean, the best way is to try to find something that's maintainable for you, something that's sustainable and can be done for the long haul. It's more about lifestyle changes.
Prioritizing my mental health, trusting myself, focusing on what I know I can and will do, treating myself like I would treat anyone else I love, and celebrating my small victories has been my recipe for success this past year. It enabled me to keep my head above water, maintain the weight I lost in the second half of 2020 and in 2021, and lose almost 30 pounds in 2022. I'm sitting right at 100 pounds down. I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the more positive, and not necessarily talking about the positive things that I've drawn from the negative things. I'm going to talk about some of the good things that happened in 2022. One of the
She opening up a journal, check her notes. What good? What good happened to me this year? I wrote it all down here somewhere.
first things I did was reach out to Julia Renee, who is a IFBB pro bodybuilder. She has the sweetest personality and she's hilarious. And she's so empathetic and encouraging, and she's amazing. I'd highly recommend checking out her.
I wonder if she's still in contact with April Lauren. Didn't she give April Lauren like a fitness or an eating plan or something? I watched part of April Lauren's video with her, but I don't remember.
Channel, reached out to her. I didn't really expect her to respond, and then she did. And so I flew down to Austin and we worked out, we chatted, and that connection, that positive part of YouTube, anytime I meet someone who maybe has watched my videos, and like meeting Julia, it opens up the world. And I don't know how to describe it other than that. It makes it more real. When I meet people from YouTube, it makes it all more meaningful. Sharing with you and having you share parts of your story of your life with me makes it worth it. Then when I meet people in person from online, it makes it even more real. It makes those stories mean even more, regardless if it's the person actually sharing the stories with me or not. It just makes it all more tangible. That's one of the bigger takeaways from my time down in Austin. The other was just an affirmation that when people are focused on being the best version of themselves, they aren't looking at others to judge them. When people are doing the most for themselves, when people are working.
Ironically, she's working with somebody that's an IFBB pro and is judged by others on the stage. Her body is, I mean, it's literally her job to exercise and work out to get a body to be judged.
Hard on becoming the best version of themselves, they aren't looking at those around them to tear them down. She was almost stage ready, like she was getting pretty close. It was a little intimidating, and I only felt love from her. Then I flew from.
She looks great. I mean, a lot of women would kill to have a body like that. You know, she looks amazing. I don't watch bodybuilding events or anything, but I mean, she is a pro, so she's got to be good. You know, I agree. We shouldn't tear each other down. We should encourage each other and support each other, but also call each other out. You know, hold each other accountable whenever we're not doing what we should or we have off days. We're all going to have off days, but we need to, you know, hold each other accountable and move forward.
To Washington, D.C. I was so happy my flights were comfortable. Last time I flown, so uncomfortable.
Some of these jump cuts are so bizarre.
Spilling out of my chair. When I was that size, it made me uncomfortable knowing how uncomfortable anyone around me would be. But that is really not one of the highlights of my 2022. Flying to DC to a military ball with my husband, that military ball was very special to me. I've always wanted to go.
She looks very lovely in that dress.
Oh, he was so happy to be able to take me to one, and it was just, he's really great at making those things happen and making.
She looks very pretty in her dress. She looks very nice. They make a very dashing couple here.
I'm special, and I'm grateful for my husband and our time together in DC. I am grateful to have been able to walk the National Mall. I made a video, so I'll share it up here. That time with him there was special. Our moments are precious, and I don't really get an infinite amount of special moments, so that is really high up on my list. This list is not in any sort of order. Hiking to Panogus. I wanted to hike to Panogus for the whole time I lived in Utah.
To celebrate 99 pounds down. When was this hike?
We made it all the way up, almost to the saddle, and like all.
I heard grumblings that she didn't actually hike as far as she said she did, but I don't know anything about that area or how long that hike actually is. So looking at her videos, if I remember, I'll take a screenshot of the thumbnail and put it up here on the screen. But it was 6 months ago, according to the thumbnail here, that she posted the video hiking this area. So if she's right at 99 pounds when she posted that video, and she's still at 99 pounds, then for the last half of last year, for 6 months, she hasn't lost any weight. She's maintained during the last half of last year. So if she did lose 30 pounds last year, she did it between January and June. She did it in 6 months. That's pretty good.
Had to do was cross this one little patch of trail that was covered in ice, and a mixture of dirt, shell, and like just a very steep, there was no stopping you. If you started falling, you were going down for not trying to make it across. When we turned around, I could have continued up and been just fine if I had ice cleats or
She's so short. I forget how short she is. She's what, like 5'2"?
anything to help me be a little bit better prepared for that ice, or weighed a lot less. If I weighed a lot less, my husband could have been on the other side and I could have just grabbed his hand and he would have pulled me across. Hiking on Timpanogos, almost to the saddle, was, it still feels surreal and it still feels amazing. I'm so grateful for all of the time that I was able to spend with my family, and that time is precious. A military family, sometimes it's guaranteed that that family time is not going to be possible. So
Sure.
I really racked up moments with the people I love most in this world. That time made 2022, when I look back and I think about those things, makes me feel full and makes me feel joy. And in a year that I got to the end of and still felt so much dread, being able to look back at little moments I've captured and feel those moments of joy washed me with warmth.
Oh, rainbow.
We did go back to Washington, D.C. again over the summer for my husband's NCO of the Year competition. I am so proud of him for competing in and winning NCO of the Year. He is
Good job to her
amazing
husband.
and
I can't remember his name right offhand.
driven and so smart. Very proud of him. I became a godmother, and I'm so grateful for my precious little goddaughter, for my sweet friend Deanna. I love her and her family so very much. I am grateful to be a godmother. Love that baby so much. Other highlights of 2022, I started and completed a Couch to 5K program. That was so empowering. The Couch
I watched her video of this 5K, and I would use the word running loosely. If I remember correctly, she ran about half of it, and her time was not great. Which, hey, you know, kudos to her for actually doing a 5K. I don't run. I don't like running. I never ever have. Only time I used to run was on the tennis court.
5K program starts so small, and by the end, I was able to run for 30 minutes straight.
Were you? Because I don't remember in that 5K you running for 30 minutes straight. And recently, you posted a video of you running a mile for time, and you would only run for a few minutes at a time. I mean, you probably haven't ran for a while because it's been cold outside, but really?
I started the Couch to 5K and did that Couch to 5K program, not to just run 5Ks, but I wanted to go to the DECA Fit World Championships in New Jersey. And I'm so grateful for my husband for pushing me to do that, because I was pretty resigned to just not going. Doing the DECA Fit was just huge for me, not just because I showed up and I did it, but because I did it and immediately I was like, I want to do this again. Like, I love that.
Why does she want to do these things? I mean, just for the participation, I guess? I mean, she's getting workouts in. I mean, I wish I had her confidence. I'll give her that.
I love that about the 5Ks that I do. I love that about DECA Fit. The physical activities that I choose to do, they bring me joy. It motivates me, and it's something that I'll keep doing. Continuing to show up, it feels really good to compete in that way against myself. And it's not for anyone else, it's for me. And I hope you all
Okay, so she's doing it for herself just to do the participation. More power to her.
find things that spark your fire and that help you move forward.
Certainly. I mean, if these are activities she's enjoying doing, great.
In a way that makes you feel alive. I did my first Spartan race. It made it more tangible and less scary. One day I will run Spartans and I will literally run them. And that gave me the motivation and encouragement to do a Spartan Stadion event. The Stadions are like the Spartan Sprints. Instead of doing it in like mud and muck, you're doing it in a stadium. For that one, I signed up for age group and I did every event, or I did the burpees. To not
Did every event, or you did the burpees. So if the event's too difficult or you can't do it physically, do you do burpees instead? I mean,
care for that. For some, it's laughable, the idea of me signing up or attempting to do or daring to say that I have done a Spartan event. I'll show up for myself. I know I can do hard things.
Oh, I know I can do hard. Good grief. Here's more of those platitudes. But, I would say good for her for putting herself out there and doing these events. I mean, if that's what she enjoys doing and they get her active, more power to her.
And I know that I'll do better next time, and better and better, and I'll just keep getting better.
Sure,
so
practice makes
2022,
perfect,
it's a crappy
speaking of
year.
platitudes.
I didn't give up on myself. And not only that, I pushed myself beyond what I was comfortable with. And I did so in a healthy way, listening to my body, listening to my needs. Thinking about it feels like that fresh air. And every time I did one of those events, every time I pushed myself in that way, everything felt a little easier, a little bit more manageable. As I went through all of the waves crashing down, the small ones and the big ones, it doesn't matter. Those hard things that I did for myself made working through the hard mental stuff easier. And I wouldn't say like I'm a mentally tough. 2022,
What? You wouldn't say you're a mentally tough person? She cut herself off there.
Husband and I were able to do so much together. We were able to go on so many trips for the Spartan races, to visit family. Having him home always feels amazing. And I am grateful for the time that I get. Your spouse is in the military. Life is really unpredictable. Having 3 years in a row where he was home most of the time is such a huge blessing, and I am so grateful for that. It was hard that he was gone October. It was hard for both of us that some of the things that happened while he was gone. At the same time, him being gone for that month made me exponentially more grateful for the time that he's been home since. Because before he went to Florida and before he went to Puerto Rico, I forgot what it's like to have his absence. And absence makes the heart grow fonder. I mean, I was already fond, but fonder.
Well, I would hope you were already fond. You've been married for a little while.
Each of these moments I've shared with you gave me air, reprieve. 2022.
I don't... She says things that have no meaning. They gave me air, reprieve. 2022 felt like treading water.
It felt like treading water. Felt like I couldn't breathe. And still...
So all of these good things, I guess, gave her the air she needed to breathe.
I have so much to be thankful for. I hope that by sharing pieces of my story.
So I guess the treading water portion was the last half of... Sorry, my friendship lamp just lit up and then it changed colors to somebody else. So I guess the last half of last year was the treading water part, the last 6 months. Because she held steady on weight for 6 months.
That you feel maybe some encouragement, or that you're reminded of the good in your life and that you feel worthy. I hope that if you are watching my weight loss and you're like, well, she lost weight and it took her a long time and that sucks, but she's keeping...
Well, but she hasn't lost weight for the last 6 months. I mean, I really haven't either. I have no room to talk on that, but I wasn't trying as hard at the end of last year either.
It off and just going through hard times. That's good. So maybe I can lose weight and I can keep it off, because you can lose weight, and the rate at which you lose weight really isn't the factor that determines your ability to keep it off. The biggest factor in keeping weight off is dealing with the reason you gained weight in the first place. And you can do that before you start. You can do it while you're working on losing weight.
I think that only goes so far. I mean, sure, whatever the reason is, it could be it just snuck up on you. It could be you have an eating disorder, which needs to be taken care of before you can really maintain anything.
Or after you've lost the weight, you're still going to have to work through those things. I hope.
Amber Lynn is a prime example of that. Amber Lynn hasn't dealt with her binge eating disorder or her food addiction to find ways to deal with whatever triggers her. So she hasn't lost the weight. So, I mean, April Lauren is 100% correct on that portion.
sharing my struggles and respecting my needs as I share my struggles is encouraging for you. Thank you so much for watching with me today, for your encouragement and love and support throughout my journey. I am so grateful for you, and I look forward to sharing more with you in 2023. If you're new here and you'd like to subscribe, click that subscribe button and ding the bell. This video was a thick one. This video was a thick video.
It's a thick video. She cut 20 minutes out, and that could explain a lot of the random jump cuts. You could have just cut some stuff out.
I don't know if that's a thing, but I just made it a thing, I guess, if it wasn't yet. Thank you so much for caring about and encouraging me. And thank you for sharing bits and pieces of your story with me. I am so grateful for you, and I pray for you and root for you on your journey, whether that's weight loss or some other goal that you're working towards. I hope that you know that you are worth doing the work, the mental work, the hard things, and that you are worth love just as you are right now. Right now, in this moment, you are worth being loved and you are worth being accepted wherever you find yourself. And if there are things that you can do to live a healthier, maybe happier life, then you are worth doing the work to make that happen as well. I love you so much. If you're new here and you'd like to follow along, hit that subscribe button.
All right. Yeah, she seems, she really wants to be inspirational. Is how she comes across to me as well. She really wants to try to inspire people, either with actions or words. And if the actions don't do it, then she tries to come up with these random inspirational quotes to try to inspire people. But so that was the 2022, how 2022 ended for her. Let's take a look at how she's planning on tackling 2023.
As I continue forward,
well, we're just jumping right on in.
On my weight loss journey, I want to live more intentionally. I want to focus on the controllables. In this video, I'm going to share the tactics I am approaching my weight loss journey with, my intentions and tactics for 2023. I am April Lauren. Welcome to my channel, Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I'm on a journey to lose 200 pounds. I've lost right at 100.
So she looks smaller here in this picture than she does in her current pictures. I'm just thinking, should she be running with her weight that she's at like 250-ish? Should she be running? Because she's also had a knee injury previously. That's got to be hard on the joints.
And I look forward to sharing this video with you. Let's talk about each of my tactics for weight loss in 2023. First thing on my list is prioritizing self-care. In a couple articles linked below, self-care was defined as commitment to activities that develop mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual.
So she's certainly lost weight from those previous little clips here. Absolutely, and kudos for that.
Health, and self-care was equated to self-love, meaning to intentionally and actively offer kindness, support, enhancement, thoughtfulness, patience, restoration, grace, appreciation, and respect towards yourself. Also, to intentionally devote attention and efforts to enhancing and protecting your personal well-being. I feel like this encompasses a lot. A good night's rest consistently, to getting enough water, moving, being physically active.
Oh my god, where it says hobbies for a second, I thought it said boobies. I am such a lesbian.
Setting clear boundaries. Weight loss, seeing the number on the scale go down, may not be my focus. And during those times, I will be focusing on maintaining my progress, maintaining where I'm at. And if weight loss still continues to happen, that will be wonderful. And if not, that's okay. In the spirit of being intentional, I am prioritizing tracking what I'm feeling, tracking how much sleep I got, how much water I'm getting.
So it seems to me like she was just saying that losing weight is not going to be a priority this year for her. I'm going to speed her up a smidge as well. Yeah, losing weight's not a priority this year, but her mental health and self-care are going to be her priorities this year. And so far, she's going to track sleep and water.
much movement I'm getting, of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it,
Steps,
how much I'm
workouts.
doing. One of the ways
But she's not going to track her food.
I am going to be intentional with my weight loss here.
Oh, she is going to track food when she's prioritizing weight loss. But she's not going to start the year prioritizing weight loss, is what it sounds like to me.
Is by tracking my food when I am focused on losing weight. I also want to track when I'm eating and how it's making me feel. I think that that is equally important. Moving on, 2023.
I mean, that's not a bad idea, especially if you're having some food intolerances, or if maybe some certain foods, if you find that eating something that has too much sugar in it or something is giving you a headache, or if you find that something with too much sugar or something you're eating is maybe giving you a headache or making you not feel very great, I mean, that's good to know.
I am going to prioritize movement. And
That's
by
good.
that, I don't mean working out more. I want to make sure I'm
I need
active
to do
throughout the
that.
day, not just when I walk my pups and not just when I go to the gym, but build that routine and that expectation within myself instead of sitting stationary in one spot.
So I am adding intentional short bursts of movements throughout my daily routine in hopes of
Chores.
increasing my overall steps and minimizing the length of time I stay stationary or sitting.
I love sharing my journey. It makes me look at
I need to do that, but working at a desk job and everything makes it more difficult.
myself from different perspectives. I love creating and documenting, sharing little pieces of how I see the world with you. And I'm not going anywhere. In certain states of mind, some of the darker sides of sharing on YouTube feel too much. This year I will be filming
Darker sides of sharing on YouTube can be people like me making reaction videos to your content, or any kind of negative criticism that comes your way that could affect you negatively. That's absolutely negative aspects of being on the internet.
my progress a month or more in advance. I'm going to start with a month and go from there.
When I do share, I will be sharing monthly updates as well as weekly check-ins. As I shared in my last video,
Okay.
I got some things right in 2022. There were definitely some highs, yet I got a lot wrong. While I am proud I lost the weight I lost, that I made it through, and that I did not revert into old coping mechanisms or turn to food, I spent a lot of time and energy stuck on things that were out of my control. I allowed fear to dictate my actions, and sometimes
Fear of what though? What were you afraid of?
inaction. And I don't want to live my life merely trying to make it to tomorrow. I don't want to live my life trying to just survive. I will improve where I know I can. Continue with the good I've built and let go of what I can't control. Work through my fears. 2023 will be an adventure. I can't wait to dive in armed
She's just a walking motivational poster.
with the lessons I've learned so far. And as I continue my weight loss journey, I will live intentionally and focus on what I can control.
December was a great month for me. It brought a lot of closure to several things I had been going through, and it provided more clarity on things that we will be going through. And
To continue my weight loss in 2023, I will be prioritizing
Controllable is misspelled. So we have prioritize self-care, rest, stay hydrated, move more, be active, and spend time outside. Listen to my body and respect my needs. Set and uphold boundaries. 2. Prioritize tracking, what I'm feeling, sleep, water, movement, being intentional with workouts, weight, tracking food when I am focusing on losing weight. What's being intentional with workouts mean? I mean, do you do workouts unintentionally? You're like, oh, I'm just going to lift a couple of weights and I'm done. Prioritize movement, be intentional with my movement, avoid sitting for hours, track steps. Prioritize being proactive, be intentional with proactive when facing stumbling blocks. Focus on things I know help and encourage me forward.
my self-care, tracking, movement, and being proactive. I'll also live intentionally and focus on controlling the controllables.
I am so grateful for the strength that I built by going through 2022. And I'm grateful for all of the blessings that I consistently
Tender mercies. What the?
received throughout the year. And I'm grateful for my ability to see that and not be blinded by the darker things, by the bad things that happen. I am grateful to always be able to see.
And I should have got that liquor.
the good, and it's not something that I want to change about myself. I'm very grateful for the community that we've built here on my channel, for your stories and your encouragement. I'd love to hear about how you are moving forward with your goals, with things that you've been working on throughout this past year, things you're maybe looking forward to this coming year. I'd love for you to share it with me in the comments below. Little things compound over time and it changes you. You'll grow better, you'll grow stronger, even without realizing it. You're worth doing the work. And if you'd like to follow along as I continue to do the work that I need to do in order to progress on my journey to lose 200 pounds, then click that subscribe button, ding the bell to be notified when I post, and I will see you next time.
Alright, so that was how April Lauren wrapped up her 2022. Now she's starting her 2023. To me, April Lauren just seems overly positive, and it comes across to me personally as fake positivity. Just trying to always present a happy front, never showing anything negative, never showing any negative emotions, or really any emotions other than this plastered on smile. So she just comes across to me as not being very genuine. Maybe that's just me, but you know, I do want her to succeed. I do want her to lose the weight. I would love for her to be able to have a child with her husband, because I know that is a big goal of hers. She wants to be a mother, and I hope she's able to do it someday. But we'll see how she does this year. We'll see how I do this year. See if April Lauren and I can both lose some weight this year. So yeah, maybe I'll start spouting all these positive platitudes to you guys in my videos. Probably not, but that's all I've got for you in this one. This might be a bit long, I apologize, but let me know if you want to see more videos on April Lauren down below. If you don't, I'll stop. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, be safe and take care.